Hello there. We have a two-part video series. Not sure if video series is the right term, but anyways, we made two videos. This first one's covering the High School and Beyond plan and some online resources. And the second one will cover School Links, which is East Valley's new college and career online exploration tool. And it is where your child will be doing most of their High School and Beyond plan work and activities. And most importantly, we'll cover how you as a parent or guardian can access it and what things are on there for you to use to support your child in their High School and Beyond planning. So what is the High School and Beyond plan? At its bare minimum, nuts and bolts, it is a state graduation requirement with 7 components. It must be started in middle school. The students must set some career goals based upon a career interest inventory or survey. They must set some educational goals, both high school educational goals, but also post-high school educational goals. And the main reason for that being that 70% of the jobs in this state right now require some sort of education after high school, whether that's a license, a certificate, technical training, 2-year, 4-year, or beyond. Many of them are requiring education after high school. It also requires 4-year course planning. So how are those courses you're taking now in high school getting you to where you want to go? You must have a resume or activity log by your 12th grade year. We must show that your student has met state standards on state testing, or if they haven't done that, there's a number of other pathways to meet that requirement. I won't cover those pathways here, but you can find them online or contact your child's counselor to find out what those are. And then lastly, they must receive some information about financial aid, because I mentioned how post-secondary education is so vital to getting many of the jobs and having a successful career. Unfortunately, most of the education is not free. Most of that costs money, and some significant amounts of money. The good news is there's a lot of money to help cover those costs, so we want to make sure students are aware of that in their High School and Beyond plan. So that's the nuts and bolts. We can just check those off. Your students can check those off and say we're done. But in my opinion, if we have done that, we have failed your child. What we should be doing is using the purpose of the High School and Beyond plan, which is the purpose of, I believe, why they're in high school, is what is it they want to do with their life, and how are they using this 4 years, educationally and so on, to prepare them for that. And that's what the High School and Beyond plan is challenging schools and students to do. It's driven by 3 questions. You can see them behind me on the screen there. Who am I? What can I become? And how will I get there? Pretty simple questions. When you start thinking about them, pretty hard to do. Who am I should help determine where should they be. You may think that's a really cool job because it pays a lot, but is it really going to fit their lifestyle or who they are and the kind of skill sets and interests they have? What can they become? Like, there's so many possibilities. What are the possibilities out there? Are they aware of them all? So when they're picking them, they can know the breadth of the possibilities. And then how will I get there? Because it's great to have dreams and hopes. I'm a big believer in that. But without a plan, it becomes really hard to reach those. So those are the 3 driving questions that all the High School and Beyond activities should lead to. It's exactly what Gear Up is meant to do, and that's why we're here talking about this and then how we can support your child in this. More specifically, coming up right now, starting in about a week, we are going to be meeting with every 10th grader for about 15 minutes to discuss their High School and Beyond plan, and not so much to look at what they have and haven't done. But what is it they say they want to do after high school? Do they have some sense of how they get there? Does it match up with who they are and stuff? And make sure they're online with that, because then we're going to take that data, because the better we know your student, the better we can provide support and services for them, either individually or even on a programmatic level in terms of what careers are we bringing to explore, what field trips are we taking, what online resources are we pointing them to. So by those meetings and by their student reviewing their High School and Beyond plan, that's going to help inform us. And one of the things I should have mentioned about the High School and Beyond plan is once you've set goals, those can change, and that's fine. And in fact, I encourage that. Sometimes students set goals and feel like they're stuck in that. Don't, because the reality is, even after high school, many of us change our plans, and that's fine. But taking a moment at least once a year, and we'll be doing it more often than that, for your child to critically look at who they are and what they think they want to do in the future is going to help them successfully get to some place where they're meant to be, and will help us guide them there. Thanks a lot. We're now going to refer to some online resources here in the last part of this video. I'm going to quickly show you our website, and more importantly, the information we have about what the High School and Beyond plan is in it. To get to our website, we don't really have a short URL, so the best way is to go to the high school homepage. In the middle menu here, you see College and Career. If you hover over it, a menu drops down, and at the bottom there is Gear Up. And if you click on that, our page will open up, and this is our homepage. We have a lot of different things. Take a look at them here. But specifically, we are going to go to the calendar, events, and services, and under that is High School and Beyond plan. If you're still not sure what the High School and Beyond plan is, or I've confused you, watch this short 1 minute video. That might help clarify it for you. Then there's 3 kind of places we think are good resources. One is Ready Washington here. Click on that. They have a lot of resources for parents and students and some videos just explaining what the High School and Beyond plan is and how you can help your child or what your child should be doing around the High School and Beyond plan. The other one is at the bottom here of OSPI, the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction. They too have some really good resources. In my opinion, they tend to be a little more dry, but they're still very helpful. And they also have them in multiple languages, as you can see here, which could be helpful to many of our families. And then in the middle here is School Links. Again, that is East Valley's new college and career exploration tool and where your child is doing most of their High School and Beyond plan. We are going to cover that more in depth in the next video, but here I just want to talk very briefly about how you can get the access or claim code so that when you do log in and create an account, you can claim your child. So the first way you can do it, or one way you can, is contacting the counselor or myself, and we can give you that. But probably the quickest way, if your child's in your house right now, is to have them log into School Links. This is a demo student. If they go to the gear icon in the upper right corner, click on that, go to Account Settings. Well, train screens, this menu here on the left is Your Guardians. They click on that. It tells them if they have any guardians linked to their account. And more importantly, right here, if you click on this, they click on this. This gives them the code and instructions for how you go log in, create an account, and then use that claim code so that your student can be linked. That would give you access to School Links and let you see what your student's been doing in there, how they're doing, so that you can monitor that. It can inform your conversations about them, about their High School and Beyond plan and what they want to do after high school. We hope we found the information about the High School and Beyond plan useful. If you're looking for information about how to use School Links and what it has to offer, click on the next video in our series, and I'll put a link at the bottom of this one so you can get to it, and we'll cover School Links.